Imagine a motorcycle. That was never meant to be cool. It wasn't built for speed, it wasn't created for racing. In fact, it was born from the ashes of war, a machine designed simply to help ordinary people rebuild their lives. Yet, decades later, it would become one of the most recognizable motorcycles ever created, loved by students, artists, celebrities, and collectors across the globe. This is the incredible story of Vespa. By 1945, World War II had finally come to an end. But for Italy, peace did not bring immediate hope. Across the country, the scars of war were visible everywhere. Entire neighborhoods had been reduced to rubble. Homes, schools, and businesses that once filled the streets had disappeared beneath mountains of broken concrete and twisted steel. Millions of families had lost everything. Many were forced to rebuild their lives with whatever little they had left. Food was scarce, jobs were difficult to find. Every single day became a struggle simply to survive. The country's transportation system had also suffered enormous damage. Railways, bridges, and roads had been destroyed by years of relentless bombing. Even roads that remained were often cracked, uneven, and filled with debris, making travel slow and dangerous. Factories that once powered Italy's economy had either stopped operating or had been completely destroyed during the war. Without functioning factories, thousands of workers suddenly found themselves unemployed, uncertain about what tomorrow would bring. Long before the world knew the name Vespa, there was another name quietly shaping Italy's industrial future: Piaggio. The company was founded in 1884 by a young entrepreneur named Rinaldo Piaggio. At first, Piaggio wasn't building motorcycles. The company specialized in luxurious railway coaches designed for comfort and elegance. As Italy entered a new era of industrial growth, Piaggio expanded into shipbuilding, supplying vessels for both commercial and government use. But aviation soon captured the world's imagination, and Piaggio saw an opportunity far beyond the sea. The company invested heavily in aircraft manufacturing, producing engines, airplanes, and advanced aviation technology. During World War II, Piaggio's factories became vital to Italy's military aviation industry, producing aircraft used throughout the conflict. But as the war intensified, those same factories became targets for Allied bombing campaigns. When the war finally ended, much of Piaggio's manufacturing empire lay in ruins. The company stood on the edge of collapse. Its future depended on finding an entirely new purpose. As Piaggio searched for a way to rebuild its future, one extraordinary engineer was about to change the course of motorcycle history forever. His name was Corradino D'Ascanio, one of Italy's most brilliant aeronautical engineers. Unlike traditional motorcycle designers, D'Ascanio had spent his career designing aircraft and pushing the limits of aviation technology. He even became famous for developing innovative helicopter concepts years before helicopters became common. But despite his engineering genius, there was one machine he never truly liked. Surprisingly, Corradino D'Ascanio disliked motorcycles. To him, they were unnecessarily complicated, uncomfortable, and messy to maintain. Riders often stained their clothes with grease, wrestled with exposed chains, and dealt with constant mechanical problems. D'Ascanio believed transportation should be simple, clean, and comfortable for everyone. That simple philosophy would soon inspire one of the greatest transportation designs in history. Soon, those sketches would become reality, and in 1946, the world would meet a scooter unlike anything ever built. By early 1946, Piaggio was ready to introduce a completely new kind of vehicle. But the road to success did not begin with the Vespa we know today. The company's first attempt was a prototype known as the MP5. Because of its rounded appearance, workers gave it an unusual nickname, Paperino. In Italian, Paperino means Donald Duck. It was an affectionate nickname, but the design failed to impress. The scooter simply wasn't elegant enough. It lacked the innovation Piaggio was searching for. Corradino D'Ascanio returned to the drawing board, determined to rethink everything from the ground up. The result became known as the MP6 prototype, a design unlike anything the world had ever seen. When Enrico Piaggio saw the finished prototype for the first time, he immediately noticed its unique shape. Looking at its narrow waist, rounded body, and distinctive rear section, he smiled and said, "Sembra una Vespa." In English, it looks like a wasp. Its narrow waist, buzzing engine, and wide rear reminded him of the shape and sound of a wasp, and from that unforgettable moment, the name Vespa was born. At first glance, the new scooter looked elegant, but its true revolution was hidden beneath its simple appearance. Unlike traditional motorcycles, it featured a completely flat floorboard. Riders could simply step through the frame instead of climbing over the seat. It made riding easier for people of all ages and experience levels. One of its biggest innovations was hiding the engine beneath protective body panels. Unlike exposed motorcycles, riders no longer had to worry about oil stains or grease-covered engines. Even the drive system was designed to reduce contact with dirty moving parts. Traditional motorcycles often left grease marks on clothing. This new design solved that problem. The front suspension also transformed the riding experience, making rough roads far more comfortable. Suddenly, commuting no longer felt like hard work. It became simple, smooth, and enjoyable. For women, the step-through design offered something few motorcycles could provide. Dresses remained neat, clothes stayed clean, and riding became more comfortable than ever before. It wasn't just another motorcycle. It was a completely new way of thinking about personal transportation. The revolutionary design quickly captured the hearts of millions. Before long, this little scooter would help rebuild an entire nation. In the years following World War II, Italy faced one of the greatest rebuilding efforts in its history. People needed hope, and they needed a way to move forward. The new scooter arrived at exactly the right moment. It was affordable, reliable, and simple enough for almost anyone to ride. For many families, it became their very first personal vehicle. Workers could finally travel to factories without spending hours walking. Small business owners suddenly had a faster way to deliver goods and reach customers. Students gained the freedom to travel farther than ever before.
It certainly beats walking, doesn't it?
Doctors, shopkeepers, teachers, and office workers all embraced this new form of transportation. Soon, scooters filled streets across cities and villages throughout Italy. Production increased rapidly as demand to see continued to grow year after year. What began as a practical solution quickly became a symbol of freedom and opportunity. More than just transportation, it helped reconnect families, strengthen businesses, and rebuild an entire nation. Italy had embraced the scooter. Soon, the rest of the world would discover it too. By the early 1950s, the Italian scooter had already transformed transportation across Europe, but its greatest moment was still to come. In 1953, a romantic film set in Rome introduced the scooter to millions of moviegoers around the world. The film was Roman Holiday, starring Audrey Hepburn and Gregory Peck. Their unforgettable ride through the streets of Rome became one of the most iconic scenes in cinema history. Audiences around the world instantly fell in love with the scooter's elegant design and carefree spirit. Suddenly, the scooter was no longer just practical transportation. It had become a symbol of youth, romance, freedom, and Italian style. Sales increased dramatically as demand spread across Europe, America, and beyond. What began as a solution for post-war Italy had become a global cultural icon. A single film had helped introduce an Italian scooter to the entire world. From Hollywood, its journey continued across continents, inspiring riders in every corner of the world. What began as a simple scooter in post-war Italy soon crossed oceans, borders, and cultures, becoming a symbol recognized around the world. Across Europe, the scooter quickly became part of everyday life. In Asia, it found a new generation of riders who embraced its practicality and timeless design. In the Philippines, scooters became a familiar sight in busy cities and scenic provincial roads alike. In Vietnam, scooters evolved into an essential part of everyday transportation. Indonesia embraced scooter culture with thousands of passionate riders and vibrant communities. In India, affordable transportation helped millions travel farther while expressing their personal style. As the years passed, owning one became more than transportation. It became a passion. Around the world, scooter clubs united people from different backgrounds through a shared love of riding. Every scooter told a different story through unique colors, accessories, and custom designs. Some owners restored rare classics to their original condition, preserving a piece of history. Others transformed them into rolling works of art, reflecting creativity and personality. More than 70 years later, this Italian scooter continues to connect people across continents, generations, and cultures. But its journey didn't stop on city streets. Riders soon proved that this small scooter could conquer mountains, deserts, and even the world. As the scooter's popularity grew around the world, riders began asking an important question. Just how far could this small machine really go? The answer surprised everyone. Riders crossed mountains, deserts, forests, and coastlines, proving that determination mattered more than engine size. Long-distance adventures soon became part of the scooter's growing legend. Some enthusiasts even set out on incredible journeys around the world. Thousands of kilometers passed beneath small wheels that never stopped turning. Around the world, endurance rides inspired attempts to set remarkable records. Every successful journey strengthened the scooter's reputation for reliability. Simple engineering made repairs possible almost anywhere in the world. Even after crossing thousands of kilometers, the little scooter kept moving forward. It became more than transportation. It became a trusted travel companion. Decades later, stories of these incredible journeys continue to inspire riders around the globe. While its legendary reliability remained unchanged, the scooter itself continued to evolve with every generation. More than 70 years after its birth, the iconic Italian scooter continues to evolve while staying true to its timeless design. Today's lineup offers models for city commuters, long-distance riders, and collectors alike. The GTS has become the flagship touring scooter, offering more power, comfort, and stability for longer rides. The Sprint focuses on agility, making it ideal for navigating crowded city streets. Meanwhile, the Primavera remains one of the most recognizable choices for everyday riding. The next chapter of urban mobility has also arrived with the fully electric version. Although nearly silent, it still carries the same unmistakable character that made the original famous. Modern engineering has introduced advanced braking systems that improve rider confidence and safety. Electronic traction control helps maintain stability on slippery roads and during sudden acceleration. Riders can now connect their smartphones to navigation, calls, and ride information with just a few taps. Classic styling meets modern technology without losing its unmistakable identity. Even after decades of innovation, its mission remains exactly the same, making every journey simple, stylish, and enjoyable. But owning one has never been only about transportation. It has become a lifestyle embraced by millions. More than a motorcycle, it became a lifestyle embraced by millions around the world. It represents freedom, elegance, and the simple joy of exploring the world at your own pace. Fashion and scooters have always gone hand in hand. From tailored suits to casual streetwear, every generation has made the scooter part of its identity. Artists found inspiration in its timeless curves and unmistakable silhouette. Photographers, filmmakers, and designers turned it into an icon of creativity. Music videos, magazine covers, and travel stories helped spread its image across generations. Around the world, scooter clubs became more than riding groups. They became families connected by a shared passion. Many collectors dedicate years to restoring these beautiful machines. Every restored scooter preserves a story from another generation. Even today, the spirit of this remarkable scooter continues to inspire new riders across the globe. From the ruins of war to a worldwide symbol of freedom, its journey is far from over. More than 7 decades have passed since a simple scooter helped rebuild a nation. Yet its journey is far from over. As cities continue to evolve, so does the vision of urban mobility. Electric technology is opening a new chapter for personal transportation. Cleaner energy means quieter streets and a more sustainable future. But even as technology changes, one thing remains instantly recognizable. Its timeless design continues to connect generations. Classic craftsmanship and modern innovation now exist side by side. Every new generation builds upon an idea born in 1946. Innovation has never replaced tradition. It has simply carried it forward. The future will bring new technology, smarter cities, and cleaner transportation. But the spirit that inspired this remarkable machine will remain exactly the same. From the ashes of war to the cities of tomorrow, this is more than the story of a scooter. It is the story of innovation, resilience, and freedom. And that journey continues. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for the next chapter in motorcycle history.